So good morning everyone. Today we are going to start with ReactJs day 17. Hope you all have uh, joined the Discord server for good communication between us. So let me check everything is okay. All right. So good morning everyone. Today we are going to start with yes, everything is all right. So moving forward, and let's know about state or component memory. Component let me check what is component and how this states is really work in our application. Components often need to change what's on the screen as a result of interactions. Typing into the form should update the input field. Clicking next on images console should changes with which image is displayed, and checking by should put products in the shopping cart. Components need what? Components need to remember things that current input value, current image, and shopping cart. And in React, this kind of component specific memory is called state. Okay, the specific memory for the server for the client side application known as state. Okay, state is basically used to storing the information like current value and the next value to making our application to be interactive, to adding some interactivity to our application. That's really helping us for that. All right, so today we are going to start with this and understanding in depth what's that and how we are going to use that. Okay, so today's agenda will be like how to add a state variable with using use state hook, what pair of value that use state hook return. All right, how to add more than one state variable. Okay, why state is called local. Okay, why it's not globally, why it's called as a locally. Okay, so when a regular variable isn't enough, like whenever you're using like this kind of like variable, okay, this variable is not enough for managing the things. Let me giving you an example for this. Like here's a component that render a sculpture image. Okay, this is an image of sculpture. Okay, rendering that image. Okay, clicking the next or on this next button should show the next sculpture by changing the index of 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and so on. Okay, however won't work. You can try it like let me try this. If I make it larger, okay, when I click here nothing is happening, like the index is not changing, like when like even here like return the button on click handle click, like change the index number, changing the index number, but it's not changing the all the images, like this kind of like we are using the local variable, using what? Local variable, and this is not working here as a state or for changing our information. For this kind of things we are going to using the state, and the state is what? It is a kind of component specific memory. It is a kind of memory that to understand the things what we are going to store here and how we are going to render it with interactivity. Hope you understand this till now. So we are not going to doing any changes here for right now. First of all, we are going to learn about the adding state variable, then we moving forward to this example and make it possible to be rendered. All right, I think there is a internet issue. So so hope you understand what we are going to do. So let's read out this. Like the handle click event handler is updating a local variable index, but two things prevent variables and all these things, like local variable doesn't present between the render when React render the component second time, when React render the component second time, it render it from scratch. All right, it's rendering it from scratch. So that's why every time the value of index is changing to that. Okay, if I changing to 2, like it's showing the value of third sculpture. Okay, if I change to 5, then showing the sculpture of sixth. And if I click on the next, it's not working. So on this place, we are going to use what? Use the states to managing all these things. All right. So change the local variable won't trigger rendering. Why? Doesn't React does not realize that it need to render the component again with new data. Okay. To update a component with new data, two things need to happen. First, retain the data between renders. Okay, where first of all we have to retain the all the data. Like whenever I click on the next, it's not going to refresh the existing data like 6, 7, 8, whatever is there. So we are required to retain the existing data, and we are not going to vanish that. Okay, then trigger React to render the component when new data or re-rendering. When we are required to re-render the data, and we are required to update and push the new data to our existing data. All right. So these two things we are required to be there, and both the things can be happen with the help of this hook called use state. Hook provides those two things like state variable and the state setter function. Okay, what's that? State variable and the state setter function. So state variable to retain the data between the render, okay, and the state setter function to update the variable and trigger return to render the component again. So we are able to do both the things with the single hook of React known for what? Use state. Okay, so how we are going to add this use state in our application? To add state variable, import use state from React from the top file. First of all, we are required to import the file. First of all, for what? We are required to import the file from React. Okay, then replace this index, let index local variable with our what? Our state variable. Okay, we are going to replace this local variable with our state variable. What is this? This is our state variable. All right, and index is a state variable. Now this index is my state variable, and the set index and my what, and the set index is my callback, or my call is like a setter function. And this function, whenever we want to update our data, whenever we want to update our data, we are going to use this. Okay, whenever we want to update our data, we are going to use this. Okay, we are going to use what?